technical hitch. Let's begin the news this morning with this information. The President of the Republic of Cameroon, His Excellency Paul Biya, has condemned the attack at the government bilingual high school Ngonde Titi in the southwest region recently. In a statement through a letter, the head of state assured the families of the victims that the culprits of the attack would not go unpunished. His Excellency President Paul Biya has also reiterated his determination to combat instigators of violence in the Anglophone regions. And in related news, the Southern Cameroon's Amazonian Activist Front, SCAF, has urged the ADF to release the regional delegates of Camwater for the West and Northwest regions. SCAF Chairman Mark Barretta said last night that abducting essential workers in war zones is against international laws. SCAF is therefore calling on the immediate release of the Bamenda Camwater delegate, who is said to be in the keeping of the ADF. Meantime, the Ngonde Titi and Bakassi health districts have been hit by the most massive cholera outbreaks in recent times. The international humanitarian organization, Doctors Without Borders, has revealed that more than 189 cases of cholera have already been detected and over 5 deaths have been recorded within these 2 health districts. According to the organization, handling the cholera outbreak has been difficult given the security situation in the region. And to this information of public interest, we now make you know that as from January 2022, the state of Cameroon will implement a 0.2% tax on money transfer via mobile money. The provision is contained in the finance bill under review since November 25, 2021 at the National Assembly. The 0.2% tax will be levied on money transfers and withdrawals and will be paid to the public treasury by companies providing the service no later than the 15th of the month following the levy. The new tax is said to be a way of collecting more tax revenue from financial transactions made via the phone by the state. And on to something else, inhabitants of Ngwa, a neighborhood here in Douala, in the Douala 2 subdivision, have decried the expropriation of their lands by authorities. They say recently officials have been preventing or prohibiting them from accessing their lands. Let's get details in the following report with Juan Quinta.
This is Nginde, a neighborhood in Ngwa, the Douala 2 subdivision, Lithoral region of Cameroon. Nginde is a swampy area with most houses constructed with plank and suspended in a bid to prevent water from penetrating. Inhabitants of this neighborhood, faced with several challenges, say they are receiving threats from some security officials stationed there to prevent them from accessing their land.
Of today, to still feel people, poor people who have come for all the 3 corners of Cameroon. They don't have any choice. How can people be with guns in the town, filling land? If it is legal, they are legal. Why can they not take legal procedure? The state council is not aware. Whether the government is aware, we don't know.
They are equally accusing local authorities of being corrupt and working in collaboration with some administrative officials.
People who are kept to protect the common man, to protect the layman, are those who are selling us at no mercy. The DOs, the so-called notabs, who are supposed to protect state property.
Due to the swampy nature of land in Nginde, the quality of drinking water, which is a major determinant of health, is a problem coupled with bad roads. With the numerous challenges they face, they are calling on officials to come to their aid while hoping things will get better.
And onto something else, drug abuse has been on the rise in most schools in Cameroon. And to this effect, some humanitarian organizations have been visiting schools in the southwest region. Ngwa was a part of this team and now compiled the following report.
Youth Alliance for Leadership and Development in Africa, YALDA, in partnership with JIMA, Give It a Meaning Again Foundation, organized a sensitization campaign in some schools in Boya about drug abuse in school, which has been on the rise in recent times.
Most of these young people who get into drug abuse or who start abusing drugs is as a result of the fact that they want to be courageous. They told us that they want to have enough strength when they are giving punishments to work, and they want to be courageous to stand up to their classmates who laugh at them. Now we are seeing that from what I was able to gather is the fact that these are the root causes of drug abuse. People don't just wake up and decide to start taking drugs, no. They start taking them excessively because they are thinking too much. Oh, my classmates don't like me. Oh, they laugh at me. Oh, probably I have my own family issues which are disturbing me. Nobody wants to listen to me. At the end of the day, what do they want to do? They want to just fall into this deep sleep. And then imagine somebody tells them, take Tramadol for example. It will help you to sleep a lot there. Tramadol will help you to be courageous. Tramadol will help you to be this, to be that. We are failing to understand this because our mental health is being affected. We need one thing, change. Change is all what they seek. And when somebody just pops out with that change, okay, this is a change you need. Tramadol is a change you need. Marijuana is a change you need. They will take it.
According to David Ngwa, a Form 5 student in Government High School Bokwango, drug abuse in school can be triggered by many factors.
Learn that one thing which also contributes or promotes youth to take drugs, we are the ones, we the youth, because we laugh at them, making them to be afraid, so they'll turn around to take drugs, to be bold, so they'll be able to stand up to us. And my advice to those who consume drugs are that let them keep away from it, because it doesn't only damages their future, and it damages them physically and mentally.
Laying emphasis, Ms. Denise Mbiakop of Give It a Meaning Again Foundation says,
we are contributing in destroying the futures of the leaders of today and the leaders of tomorrow. We are a major factor to why they resort to drugs. We are a major factor to why they turn to drugs. So my advice out there to parents, to students is that you're in a school milieu. There's a reason why you have a counselor. Turn to your counselor when nobody's listening to you. Turn to your family members when nobody's listening to you. And to counselors, to family members, to guardians out there, please, whenever children want to talk, give them that listening ear. Because at the end of the day, we realize that therapy will always come over silence. It's the first step in solving every problem. Talking, communication.
Misinformation about drugs, peer pressure, unhealthy environment, bad parenting, low self-esteem, bullying, amongst others, are actions that need to be curbed and addressed without relent so as to help reduce the number of drug addicts amongst youth as well as illicit drug use in the school milieu.
That was Bokengo Wadi on that report. And now on our cultural page, a two-day event dubbed the Festival of Heritage Arts and Culture has taken place in the Fons Palace in Ngwa, that's the Bamenda 3 subdivision. The event, organized by the Bamenda 3 Council, is in line in reviving their cultural values. Charles Kibwa completes this story in this report.
Inhabitants of the Bamenda 3 municipality in the Bamenda 3 subdivision of the Northwest have concluded over the weekend a 2 days event known as the Festival of Heritage, Arts and Culture, first of its kind connecting to our roots, reviving cultural values, organized by the Bamenda 3 Council that kick-started with a carnival walk led by His Majesty Fon Azefo III, Fon of Nkwen, and the Bamenda 3 Council Mayor Fongu Kletus. Nkwen village, with a population of over 180,000 inhabitants with 6 sub-chiefs. It is the first time since the reign of His Majesty Fon Azefo III, the people have rallied to showcase their cultural value and heritage. Pregnant with diverse presentations from different arts, cultural, music, etc., people were able to enjoy cultural jamboree after 5 years of zero cultural come together because of the Anglophone crisis or conflict.
This festival in talks already reconnecting to our roots, and you no fit reconnect to your roots if you don't know the roots. Which way me I present today, that the woman of the old, when I'm a woman, when you work with them, I will take care of the children, take care of the home.
Today, we the day way in Pen be alive as far as culture be concerned, so that we glad plenty for say this day as planned by the Parliamentary Council, when the mayor a program and then the fund embrace them and then make them be a success.
In line, reviving their cultural values, Bamenda 3 Council Mayor Fongu Kletus announced the Bamenda 3 Council will recruit teachers to teach the Nkwen-Anza language in primary schools in the municipality.
I am pleased to announce that the Bamenda 3 Council will be recruiting some teachers to teach the Nkwen language in all public school and mission school in our municipality come the next fiscal year.
Over 35 cultural dances, 100 and more arts and craft exhibited different traditional meals characterized by cultural upliftment of the Nkwen village to His Majesty Fon Azefo III, Fon of Nkwen. It is the birth of a future.
I implore you not to relent in your effort to embrace change, learning, new trade and skills that will help you to secure or create employment in your community. Relying most especially on hard work and earning an honest living while shunning laziness, scam artists, and most especially the dreaded practice of selling land and other property.
Still in culture, the people of Bebungo in the crisis-hit northwest region of Cameroon have reaffirmed their commitment to foster local development within their community. Details with Southwest correspondent Clarice Ikue in the following report.
The people of Bambungo found in the crisis-affected northwest region of Cameroon have reaffirmed their commitment to foster local development within their community. Despite the ongoing security challenges, they made this pledge during this celebration of the 40th anniversary of Ngombe Cultural and Development Association, also known by its acronym as VENCUDA, that held in Boya on Saturday. Earmarked as project for this coming year, construction of farm-to-market roads, the extension of electricity to some quarters, among others, as the national president exposes.
Things are not ready moving. So we thought it wise to make some progress so that we can help our brothers and sisters back home in the village by helping them, subsidizing their school fees, helping the younger ones, helping those that are sick in the hospitals, extension of electricity in others' quarters, construction of local bridges that can help our mothers.
Present during this ceremony was His Majesty the Fon of Bambungo, Ndofo Nzofo III, who reiterated the importance of peace for meaningful development to take place.
We did not only come here to contribute money, but they come here to meet each other. They contribute for the well-being of those, especially back home, especially at this period of upheavals and crisis.
In a bid to showcase their rich culture, these Venkuda members drawn from the 10 regions of Cameroon graced the occasion while being dressed in their unique traditional regalias, which preceded a cultural jamboree.
Our main purpose of coming here is to valorize and showcase the region of Cameroon, and that we have been doing cultural dances and sports competition.
The well-being of the persons who are invited here was already guaranteed. So as the president, you see that we fasten up some loopholes as far as security is concerned. As you can see around, we have security up to the tip.
It is expected that the projected 46 million francs CFA that will be raised by these elites will be used to foster development within the Bambungo community.
You're watching the 10:30 a.m. Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. Let's now talk something related to sports, where Samuel Eto'o has congratulated his former Barcelonian teammate Lionel Messi on winning his 7th Ballon d'Or award. He also hinted in this excerpt, which I'm proposing that you listen, that the football guru will be in Cameroon anytime soon. Take a listen to this.
Qué alegría, nene, qué alegría. Qu'est-ce que je suis heureux, fiston, qu'est-ce que je suis heureux. Bravo, 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 Léo, bravo. Cette fois ballon d'or. Eh oui, tu l'as fait. Meilleur joueur au monde de tous les temps. Je te remercie, j'ai vu ta vidéo. Merci, c'est gentil. Tu sais tout le bien que je pense de toi. Et le Cameroun t'attend. On t'attend parce qu'on t'aime. Je t'embrasse très fort.
Still in sports, the senior national handball team has arrived Leiria in Spain ahead of their participation in the World Championship that begins from tomorrow, December the 2nd to the 19th, alongside Russia, Serbia and Poland. The girls will play their first encounter on December 3rd against Russia. It should also be recalled that the team of 16 players prepared for this tournament under very harsh circumstances as they were abandoned by their authorities. Note, Samuel Eto'o records the first humiliation as the Appeal Commission of Fecafoot declares his request for the suspension of his rival Seydou Mbombo Joya from all football activities as irreceivable. The request was dismissed barely 24 hours on grounds that Fecafoot's electoral laws give 48 hours for appeals after publication of lists of retained candidates. It should be noted that the list was published on November 25, 2021, while Samuel Eto'o's appeal came on November 30, 2021, 5 days later. We now take you out of Cameroon into the African continent, where Lesotho's former Prime Minister Thomas Thabane has been charged with the 2017 murder of his estranged wife Lipolelo Thabane. His current wife was also charged with the same crime last year, as she was living with Mr. Thabane at the time of the killing. Thus, they've been accused of hiring hitmen to do their job. Meantime, both suspects have denied all allegations. It should be recalled that in May of 2020, Mr. Thabane stepped down as Prime Minister based on pressure after he was named suspect to the case. Meantime, thousands of people are taking part in a protest in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, against the country's military leaders. Reports say the security forces near the presidential palace fired tear gas to disperse them. The opposition had called for the protest despite a deal last week that retained Prime Minister Abdel Hamdok and released most civilian leaders detained since October's coup. And out of Africa, 3 students have been killed and 8 others injured, including a teacher, during a high school shooting in the U.S. state of Michigan. Officials say a 16-year-old boy and 2 girls aged 14 and 17 died during the attack. Police allege the suspect, a pupil at the school, used a handgun that his father had bought recently. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Prime Flash. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Dolly Ngonde. The program, the news, was produced by Ngwa Desmond. Up next is In the House with Eileen Sama. We encourage you to stay tuned for more important and interesting programs only on the African Eyes. Stay blessed.